Oh, hey, Gooners. I'm Draco Self Important, and I think you should listen to me. Today, you're going to listen to me talk about how, yet again, the left is the scapegoat in every single situation going on in our lives right now. And we're going to break it all down. Um, and of course, because this is YouTube and I have to bait y'all in with some drama about it, we're going to tie it back to how this relates to the fucking bleach sword still, and the Hasan Piker anti-Semitism allegations, as well as Ethan Klein doubling down on his Israeli propaganda mission. So, let's dive right in. So, like, I don't know if y'all have seen the news, but like, there seems to be a lot of coverage of um, riots happening in LA over ICE detaining people. Um, Now, you can watch this news coverage and you can watch these reporters standing in front of some very calm and peaceful crowds talking about the chaos. And, yeah, they set some Waymos on fire. That's real fucking dumb. Setting electric vehicles on fire, that. Setting vehicles on fire in general, there's an explosion risk there. Right? Like those batteries, that's a bad fucking explosion risk. It requires specialized equipment to put those fires out, man. Like, that shit's a bad plan. Not to mention just, your regular fucking internal combustion vehicles, gasoline, boom. I don't know what to tell you. So I do not endorse. Um, but other than that, right, there has been nothing. And the protests that are taking place in about 2 city blocks. All of the violence has been initiated by police, pretty much. Like, as far as actual violence against human beings, lots of rubber bullets, lots of mace, lots of that sort of shit. I have people in my comments belly aching about Hassan Piker going and participating in and or covering these protests. He has been going with press identification on him, um, and he's saying, while Twitch streaming, like, hey, I'm here to cover these protests. And, not for nothing, the dude in his like $40,000 streaming backpack is getting better coverage from actually within the protest than any fucking mainstream news organization, because none of them are trying, and better than any other streamers because everybody else is out there just trying to stream with their phones, when in this tiny little area, those cell towers are going to be clogged as fuck. And so everybody else has got shit quality, and Mr. I have the best IRL streaming backpack ever, and if you ask me about it, I will talk to you about it like a little autistic boy talks to you about trains. It really did do the job because it looks great. Um, so we've got all of these people complaining about how he never does anything and he's never boots on the ground and yada yada yada. And then when he does go out and do that, it's all for clout, I guess. No one is grifting to the left, friends. No one, right? As evidenced by my incredibly tiny channel, I do this shit just because no one in my real life wants to hear me go off about this shit for like 45 minutes or an hour or whatever, right? So I put it out on the internet so that someone might actually listen to it and someone might, learn something, get something out of it, what have you. If one fucking person watches the whole thing, I win. I'm like, I have a real job, There was a point that I was like seriously trying to be like, yeah, let's try to monetize this shit. Nah, man. I don't know if you've noticed. I took several months off. I recondoed this YouTube shit the fuck out of my life because it was not bringing me joy. The way that I was approaching it was definitely bringing me a lot of fucking hassle and was not contributing to my mental health. And so my approach is different now than it was before. And so, like, I'm just here to talk about shit that's interesting to me. Full stop. And right now, the only things going on in the world that are interesting to me are all kind of fucking catastrophic bullshit that are all revolving around the same themes, and it just keeps getting worse because I'm living in a fascist nightmare. And I kind of want to talk about it. So here we are. So yeah, I made a video on Black Friday, which I will leave the link to in the description below, that you can all go watch. That was my thoughts on why Trump won and what was going to happen. And you can go watch it and just have the I told you so moment of everything that I fucking said happening, right down to with all of the mass deportations that are happening, boy howdy, were there a bunch of farmers that went to Trump to be like, hey, big dog, you're deporting our farm workers that we've had working on this farm for 20 years in tenuous legal status so that we could abuse them. Can you not do that? Yeah, because I'm pretty sure I went on at length about how the entire American agriculture system is built on the backs of taking advantage of migrant workers and their tenuous legal status. Yeah. The people in my comments recently have not been the same kind of trolls as I am accustomed to. I have previously gotten trolls that were very obviously, incel manosphere, transphobic, everything phobic, you know. Um, I've got libs in the midst now, right? And, as a queer trans leftist, I'm used to being in the scapegoated class on all sides. Having it come so strongly from the liberals, when I used to consider myself to be a liberal, yeah, it's not cute. I don't like it. We're supposed to be on the same team, and y'all motherfuckers can't see the forest for the fucking trees. Kamala Harris was out there talking about how there is some big ass crime problem among illegal immigrants, except that Donald Trump in this administration has deported less people. Yeah, my neighbors have dogs, and my dog is apparently very upset about it. I may have to pause. We'll see. Um, Trump has deported less people, like up to this point of this term, than he did before in his previous term, than Biden did, than Obama did. Like, he's deporting less people, and he has had to resort to going to the courthouse where people are going to continue their legal documented immigration process in order to arrest and deport them, right? Because these criminals don't fucking exist. There were not millions of fucking immigrant criminals out there just roaming the fucking streets. And fucking Kamala Harris and the fucking Democrats bought right into there being a criminal problem. The libs are fucking buying into this fascist bullshit just as much. And every single one of you fucking libtards out there who is like still trying to defend the Democratic Party during this shit, you're just as fucking bad as these stupid fucking MAGA cultists. You are just as bad because you are not at all looking at what's actually going on. You're not actually looking at the issues. You're just backing your fucking party. And your party fucking sucks. I mean, I voted for the bitch too. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. It's not like we had a lot of fucking choices, right? Like, but come the fuck on, man. She wasn't gonna do shit about Palestine. So if you think in any way, shape, or form that we would be in a better situation there, maybe, but I really don't think so. Because fucking Biden the whole way along was supporting the whole fucking situation. So now here we are with Israel bombing Iran, and fucking daddy Ethan Klein out there again has to, oh, Israel is a genocidal force, but Iran is the real evil. Why? For what? Just so we're super fucking crystal clear on this, my opinion, I don't give a fuck if Iran has nuclear weapons. I don't care. That I feel no more or less in danger if they do or do not, because I do not trust my government, especially under Donald Trump, with the nuclear weapons that we have, to not start some shit that we can't fucking finish. Or that we can finish, but that really will be the end of all of us. So, it doesn't fucking. If anything, more countries having this capability will prevent the United States and other imperial colonial fucking regimes from bulldozing their way through other countries in the MENA region, for example, or, Africa as a whole, or like, yeah, I am unbothered by the thought of Iran having nukes. And then you have video of Israel bombing the fucking newscast live, knowing full well that they are bombing a fucking news studio, claiming that because they are producing propaganda that they are therefore combatants. And then y'all motherfuckers, stupid fucking libs, want to talk about how Hasan Piker needs to go to Gaza, needs to roll up to fucking Gaza, when they will directly shoot a whole ass news building. But he rolls up with a fucking press badge on and is expected to not have the IOF fucking take him out specifically, like they have so many other journalists and so many fucking aid workers. Right. But this is about a sword from Bleach that has swastika, which is a symbol that was used in Asia for like 7,000 years before the racist fucking Germans got their hands on it. And that still exists on, oh, so many temples all over the fucking continent and surrounding islands. So, like, I don't know what the fuck you want. I don't give a shit about the fucking sword. And all of you motherfuckers who want to be like, but if we want to talk about the use of that particular item in a video being a dog whistle, it was the iDubbbz video. The picture that was on Twitter was iDubbbz posting this picture. The quote that everyone is referring to of Hasan saying, oh, of course you picked up the swastika sword, was talking about it to iDubbbz on stream. The fact that that was clipped and made into videos by the Hasanabi Clip Complex, or Hasanabi Industrial Clip Complex, forgive me if I'm getting it wrong, yeah, of course, because he doesn't copyright claim his IP. He openly says that anyone could go out and make content out of his content to make money off of it because he's trying to share the wealth, because he has enough fucking money. He doesn't claim his shit. That's why there are so many goddamn Hasan fan channels, is because he lets it happen. He thinks it's great, because then his message is getting out. Because that's the important part here as well. He's trying to have people learn the truth about what's going on around them, not the picture that's painted by the media, which is just, it's oligarchy. Because all of the media that you are fed is all being filtered through, like, the same fucking 12 people. Literally. The whole world's fucking, like, you have to seek out the truth about what's actually happening in the world. And if you're gonna kick back and, ride fucking hard for the Dems, like, I'm not here for it, man. On the other hand, then we get into the radical leftist being blamed for the dude who in Minnesota who impersonated a cop, went to multiple Democratic lawmakers' homes, shot four people, killing two of them, severely injuring the other two, showed up to two other houses. At one point, showed up and there was another cop there who he apparently just like stared straight ahead and didn't interact with her, and so she just like drove off as they were doing welfare checks because they knew someone was going after these lawmakers. Motherfucker had a manifesto. He voted for Donald Trump. He had done anti-trans sermons in Africa. The list that he had included Tim Walz, but everyone described him as a Waltz appointee because he was appointed to some low-level fucking shit while Waltz was a governor, as if that level of participation in government doesn't have people appointed of every fucking party. Like, he was absolutely a right-wing fucking nut job who had a list of fucking Democrats, and then you've got fucking, what the fuck was his name? Robert Lee? Mike Lee? Mike Lee, I think. Fucking Minnesota fucking politician talking about how this is what happens when Marxists don't get their way. No, dude. No. That's the the left is the scapegoat no matter what. No matter what the fuck the situation is, no matter how left or right the situation is, we are always the scapegoat. The trans people are the fucking scapegoats, the fucking Marxists and the communists, and it's the same shit as it was during World War, both of them, fucking during the Cold War, Red Scare propaganda bullshit. Because they need to make you believe that the order that they are providing is going to provide you with more safety and security than freedom and sharing resources. You know, radical leftists want to radically provide you with health care, and radically provide you with child care, and radically provide you with an education. Like, yeah, that's what radical leftists want. We want everyone to be taken care of, including you dumb fucks. Like, you know, yeah, I am more than happy to talk some shit to people directly or indirectly that have opinions that I think are absolutely fucking abhorrent. I don't have to respect every opinion. This fucking civility politics idea that we are supposed to be respectful of differing opinions is fucking bullshit. Because my very existence gets fucking framed under the, respecting differing opinions. And I'm sorry, bro, I am not here to entertain a world where I'm supposed to respect someone who says that I don't fucking exist as me. So no, you know? And it's like, I got bitches in my fucking comments calling me Patchy Mustache. Like, yeah, you're fucking libs. You're libs who can't commit one way or the other to having an actual fucking moral backbone. You can't decide if you're actually evil like the fucking conservatives, and you're actually so fucking selfish that you want everyone else to suffer because you may have suffered, right? Or you can't actually get on board with the fact that maybe the people in power are not selling you the truth. And maybe what you've been told isn't actually what's fucking happening. You've got people out there labeling Hasan Piker as an anti-Semite right along with the likes of fucking Candace Owens, and then go off on Theo Vaughn about having Hasan on the fucking podcast, and he has Candace Owens on either the day before or day after, and that same group of people didn't say shit. Because we're all too happy to infight on the left. And I'm sorry, libs, y'all are center right. That's the end, man. If you think that illegal immigration is a problem in any way, shape, or form, you are not on the left politically. Period. point blank. The only difference between an illegal immigrant and a legal immigrant is a piece of fucking paper. Full stop. That's why we started trying to use the term documented and undocumented, because it's literally just about a piece of paper. And as you can very clearly see by them calling out the National Guard with no place to sleep, and then the Marines with no place to sleep over two fucking city blocks of nothing happening in LA, for them to deport less people historically than since the fucking Obama administration, right? These criminals are not here. If you look at the numbers, it is very, very clear that American-born people are the people committing crimes in this country. This is not a mystery. But we have the same people out here trying to weaponize anti-Semitism that have been perpetuating anti-Semitism as being part of free speech up until that's not the convenient thing to do, because we are going to use Israel as a cudgel to perpetuate the fascist agenda that we have going in this country at this very moment. They want you to be afraid of absolutely everything. They want you to be afraid of the government. They want you to be afraid to speak. They want you to be afraid of your neighbors. They want you to be afraid of the super scary hidden trans people who are coming to trans your children. Like, they just want you to be living in fear constantly, but only of the weird shit that they're telling you to be afraid of that they can definitely protect you against, and we don't need to worry about any of the actual fucking issues, right? We've got Israel bombing Iran to prevent them from having nuclear weapons. Meanwhile, in the US, we're like, can you not? But since Trump is such a fucking pussy, no one fucking listens to him, because he has fucked the United States over as far as our position in the world. We have no fucking respect from anyone anywhere, so no one's fucking listening to us anymore, because no one expects that we are actually going to get any kind of fucking backup. But we are going to now roll in and participate in this fucking war. The problem with anti-Semitism in this country comes directly from Israel conflating Israel with Judaism and Zionism with Judaism. I'm sorry, dude. I have enough respect for the Jewish people that speak out publicly and in my own personal life who are not Zionist crazy people, who understand that Israel's government is, you know, literally led by the next wave of Hitler, who is trying desperately to cling on to combat, because he knows that the moment that the combat stops, that his ass is going to have to face the music. Netanyahu is doing absolutely everything he can to keep Israel engaged in war. And the Palestinian shit, oh, that's not flying quite so much, because the world's starting to realize that you're committing a genocide. So let's draw the attention away from the genocide. Let's label another Arab nation as demonic and evil, and let's lean real hard into the Islamophobia that is absolutely permissible in America, that is absolutely perpetuated by the fucking libs, that is absolutely part of the reason that Hasan Piker gets the level of shit that he fucking gets, and let's just lean right on into that, right? I'm not here for it. If you think you're going to hurt my feelings by pointing out that I don't get a lot of views, as if I haven't been doing this for years and getting consistently the same amount of no fucking views per video, occasionally something might pop off and get 1,000, bro, like, I've been chilling at like 380 something subscribers for a solid year, I think. I'm a niche market. If anyone listens to this shit, cool fucking story, man. Like, you're not hurting my feelings. Telling me that my mustache is patchy, also not hurting my feelings. I know it looks bad, dude, but this is all I can grow, and it gives me a slightly better chance of being gendered correctly by strangers in public. So I'm a rocket, and I don't give a shit that it looks bad. I know it looks bad. You pointing it out doesn't change the fact. Like, I don't feel any differently at the fact that you noticed a thing that I already know. But unfortunately, I live in a society where visual cues are the thing that people use to decide what to call you. So I'm trying to provide people with as many visual cues as possible to try to make that a little easier for them. So, sorry, my genetics suck. My dad didn't have much of a fucking mustache and beard either. He only could grow it right here anyway. And, like, I've only been on testosterone a few years. I don't know what you want from me. Um, so yes, it's patchy. Um, yeah, man. Like, also, when I'm, using clickbaity titles to try to get people to engage with it, it's because I want people to listen to what I'm saying, man. Like, I just want you to hear me out. And when it's a whole fucking, and I'm sure the people in my comments are not, in fact, hearing this because I am certain that they didn't watch the last video or the one before, or, because they're just here to read the title and fucking harass me because their only position is Hasan bad, I guess. I do suspect that this is some Ethan Klein situation type deal, honestly. But, whatever, whether they be their own rogue, my only fucking position is Hasan bad guys, or, Destiny's fans. I'm sorry, Sex Destiny's fans. Or, crazy ass Ethan Klein. And yeah, the other thing too, when they're bombing this fucking newscast that's happening, right? Israel is bombing Iran and bombing this live newscast. It's a woman who is the anchor for this newscast. Meanwhile, Ela Klein is posting, fucking IOF fighter pilot women talking about how empowered women are in Israel as compared to women in Iran, like she has any fucking clue. I'm not saying Iran is like some sort of spectacular place. I honestly, at this point, do not know that fucking much about the current state of Iran's government, right? I, I don't fucking know. What I do know is they're not actively engaging in a genocide, right? And what a woman being the anchor broadcasting the news would suggest to me, as someone who does not know a whole lot, is that, like, that's a job that women can have. So, like, maybe they're not any more oppressed than the women in fucking Israel. I don't know, man. Like, I don't think that, you know, the Palestinian women in Israel are treated particularly well. So, like, if we want to talk about how Muslim women are, oppressed, I don't think Israel really has a leg to stand on there. But whatevs. Um, not to mention, not every Iranian or Palestinian is Muslim, right? Like, I don't know. Yeah. So, if you've got other points to make about the whole Hasan situation, if by any chance anyone who was chirping in my fucking comments is actually watching this, feel free to make another point. But if we're going to go round and round about the stupid sword from Bleach and the fact that iDubbbz used that sword in a video where he talked about a Jewish man, not Hasan Piker. Like, I don't need to defend Hasan dog whistling when it wasn't his fucking content. I don't fucking know or care about iDubbbz enough to make a judgment one way or the other. Do I, like, at, first glance think that it was a dog whistle? No, I don't. Based on, what context I have of iDubbbz in this situation, I don't think that the dude is probably anti Semitic, but I don't fucking know. And so I'm not going to sit here and defend or not, like, I don't know, dude. I have not consumed enough of the dude's content to tell you one way or the other. I know of iDubbbz that he, much like Ethan Klein, also has compilations of him saying the N word and shit, right? So he is another one of the supposedly reformed YouTubers. So maybe he's not as reformed either, just like Ethan Klein is not as reformed as he had purported to be. So I don't fucking know. So I'm not going to sit here and defend iDubbbz. I don't fucking know. What I do know is I hear Hasan Piker over and over and over again in basically every fucking stream at this point, talking about the dangers of anti Semitism, talking about the conflation of Judaism and Zionism and how that is negatively impacting Jewish people all over the fucking world. And yet, he is the one who is getting called anti Semitic. He is the biggest fucking danger to the actual anti Semites. They don't like him either. Because they then can't, use the whole the Jews are controlling everything narrative, right? Like because when you're directly arguing against that, right? Like it doesn't work. It's like when there is political violence happening coming from the right, directly from the president, the LAPD did not need the National Guard. Like they came out and said they're like this was nowhere near a level that we needed the National Guard to come in, let alone the Marines, for fuck's sake. That was completely unnecessary. This was shit happening within 2 city blocks because it was around like the Capitol building and the Federal building, I think, and there was like a VA's office. Like they showed a little map. It was like 2 fucking city blocks that there was anything of import actually happening. you know Sam Cedar had talked about how they all of the newscasters are there's a film of a dude standing on top of a burning car, and there's like 15 cameras around pointed up at this dude on this burning car. Meanwhile, all of the protesters are like a fucking football field away, like off in the distance, and no one's filming the actual protest. They're filming this lone dude because that's the photo op, and that's the thing that's extreme, and that's what can help them sell the narrative that all of LA is on fire, and if Trump hadn't set in the entire fucking United States military, that everyone in LA would be dead by now. Right? Like, because that's the narrative. He literally was like, oh, it would be such a mess. No, dude, I was watching a Josh Johnson YouTube video earlier. I highly recommend. Fantastic comedian, very smart dude. Um, but he was like, the LAPD, if nothing else, they're known for whooping ass. Like they had the whooping ass covered without the need for the National Guard or the Marines. So like we didn't like no one on any front needed this to it's all just a show. And on every level, y'all are falling for it because the Dems are dragging you all down because they're also buying into this false anti Semitism shit in many cases. And it's like, it's breaking my fucking brain. And, this whole idea that Iran is evil as a concept. This is looking a whole lot like the Iraq War, kids. I know a lot of you who are watching this literally were not alive for that, but I was, and I was old enough to at least have some idea of what was going on then. And, like, yeah, we've done this. And then afterwards, everyone came out and was like, oh, there were no weapons of mass destruction. Oh, no, it was a bad war and we shouldn't have done it. And blah, 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 blah. We've done this. Do we need to do it again? Apparently so. And, I will never, for the life of me, understand why all the fucking, people who basically feel forced to go into the military to have any chance at an education are all gun-ho about the... Yeah, wasn't Trump supposed to be the anti-war president? Wasn't Trump supposed to end the Israeli fucking genocide happening as well as the Russian-Ukraine conflict on day one of his presidency. What the fuck happened to that? But now we are going to send troops in to fucking deal with this shit now. Cool, cool. Cool, cool. Peace president. Anti-war president. Cool, cool. Come to me with an actual fucking point, boys. Seriously. Come to me with an actual fucking point. Come to me with a point that has nothing to do with another fucking YouTube creator if you want to have this fucking Hasan argument, right? And I would just like to... This is not a debate channel, my friends. This is my channel for me to talk about what I want to talk about, and sometimes I will use your comments as a jumping off point and or as a bitching off point. Yeah, I'm not... I saw the Hasan Ethan Klein debate where Ethan Klein spent the whole time going, duh, I don't need to subject myself to that. Thanks. I don't trust anyone who is going to come into my comments and be like, debate me, bro, you're scared, bro, you're pressed, bro, debate me, bro, to conduct themselves like a big boy in a debate. Okay? I know I've talked about this before, but I think it's worth mentioning. I studied while at Evergreen, like for college credit, for part of my bachelor's degree, under a former Tibetan monk. Dialectic debate. Right. Tibetan monks are like pulled out of their homes at like 6 years old and taken up to little temples on the mountain where they literally just sit around all fucking day learning to debate so that they can debate away anything, right? Because the whole point of that particular kind of Buddhism is that there is nothing, right? Everything that you are materially attached to is non-existent because it all can be broken down into nothingness, and therefore your attachment to those things is pointless and is causing you suffering for no good reason. So maybe you should let go, right? My final project, I argued against the concept of cheese. Okay? So I do not need you on the internet, random ass person with 8 subscribers and no actual content, to test my mettle as far as my debating prowess. The issue is, I am not set up with the moderator. I am not set up to host people such that I can mute your dumbass if you're trying to talk over me, and I'm not here to provide a platform for an idiot to baba booey me on my own fucking channel. So, no. I have boundaries and standards. That's not what we're doing. And at this point, even if I did set all of those things up and want to debate, the particular 40 guzzling asshole who has been fucking chirp, 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 tweet, tweet, tweet about it, I will never. I might debate every other human being in the fucking world first. So, whatever. Yeah, no means no, motherfucker. Like, at this point, if I did debate you, I would just be teaching you that behaving like this was how you got your way, and I'm not going to do that. So, yet again, no. But, if you want to continue to drive up my meager view count by, commenting, please feel free, because it's like every time you do, it gives me another, like, couple dozen views. So, like, cool. Because, I got a comment that was like, oh, 177 views, L, and then by the time I was looking at that comment, I was over 200. So, like, cool. Like, you don't understand the scale of this shit, right? Like... I don't do this for a living, kids. This is a fucking hobby. I guess you guys have never had hobbies before. I guess if it's not the Sigma grind set, what the fuck ever, you don't put time or effort into anything. Which, I mean, I guess kind of sucks for you. I don't know. I have interest. Weird. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe someone has gotten something out of this. Yeah, I would love for y'all to go watch the video that I made on Black Friday about what I expected to happen so that you can just experience the I told you so fucking energy. Um, yeah, but please comment down below, good, bad, or indifferent. No, I'm not going to debate you, but I'll probably respond to your comment. I usually respond. Oh, and just to make very clear again, I do not hold any of my comments. All the shit that you guys are saying that I'm deleting is still showing up in my YouTube studio, but when you go into YouTube, it doesn't show. Because people like Elliot Jokelson are putting shit like the Jews and putting Jews in quotes, and then wondering why YouTube doesn't post it. Come on, kids, can we get with the community guidelines here? Like, obviously they're not going to post that, dude. Obviously. But, whatever. It's all me. I'm the fucking problem here, obviously. So, yeah. To anyone who isn't a dumb fuck lib who pretends that they care about leftist causes, I love you. Be safe. Make good choices.